Hey guys, and welcome to RC and Legos, and today I'm upgrading the case on my new PC. So the case that I chose is the Cougar MX330 G. It is a glass side panel case, got top ventilation, USB 3.0, and many other features that we'll talk about in this video. So let's get this thing unboxed. So here it is, guys, the Cougar MX330 G. You can see over here, it's got the glass side panel. So it's glass, not plexiglass. It does still have the protective covers on it. But if we go around back here, got one 120mm fan hole right here. These are breakaway PCI covers. You can buy replacement ones that are not breakaway. So that's cool. It does have the power supply in the bottom, as you can see. And if I take off this side panel, you can see it's got these nice thumb screws. And on the side panel here, you see it's got this indentation, or out indentation, I guess you could say. So you can store more wires and stuff behind here. So back behind here, you can see you have your USB 3.0 header, your front panel connector lights and switches and stuff. And you have room for two 2.5-inch drives. That can be those like laptop hard drives or SSDs. We have two 3.5-inch drive spaces down here, or drive bays, and under here is where you can put your power supply. And it does have a vent down there for the fan, and also a removable, somewhat removable filter for it. So taking a look at the front, you can see here it's got the power button right here up top, nice and big. It's got two USB 3.0 and two USB 2.0. It also has a headphone and microphone jack port, which is nice, and a reset button in the middle. Alright, so going around top here, you can see it has this mesh up here. It is removable, there we go, like a magnetic dust filter, just like that. And you take this off also so you can put in your fans. Now turning around to the side, it's got 4 thumb screws to take off the side panel. Alright, thumb screws are off, and this just comes off like that. It has these little holes here that the rubber grommets slide into, so that's nice. Alright, now taking a look on the inside, you can fit two 120mm fans in the front. It has a 5.25-inch drive bay up here. It does come with one 120mm fan in the back, and this can fit up to, I think, an ATX. It might be an ETX also, not sure. But you can see here, nothing really too fancy. No grommets for the wires passing through, but it does have some holes down here, holes here, lots of holes for cable management, which is very nice. Also, there's no peek-through window for the power supply. It's all closed up. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I will say a few things were damaged in shipping. One of them, you can't really see it. I mean, it's very hard to tell, but there is a slight dent right here in it. And also this front panel is bent right here in the middle, but that shouldn't be too hard to fix. Just have to pull it off and straighten it out a bit because it is metal, so that's nice. Alright, now that you know a little bit more about this case, why did I choose it? Because it was on sale for around $55 on Amazon, and it had all the features that I wanted. Features that I wanted were USB 3.0, a 5.25-inch drive bay, and two 3.5-inch hard drive bays too. And it has all of that. And also, it has support for some bigger fans and more airflow, because the other case that I chose out really only has support for two 92mm fans. For this one, it can fit 5 120mm fans. So this thing will be able to move a lot more air with 5 fans in it. Alright, now it is time to start building in this case. So you have to take everything out of the other case and put it in the new case. Let's get started. Alright guys, before I start building in this case, I wanted to show you that there is a filter underneath the power supply bay. You can see, like I said before, it's semi-removable. You kind of have to bend it and stuff to get it out. It's all surrounded by these tabs here, but it is somewhat removable. And also, here's your PCI thing, your clamp, kind of. You need to take out this thumb screw, and then around here on this side, pretty dark, but you can kind of see in here, there's these little black tabs here that you have to bend to get that out, so you're able to get screws in. But now that I look at it, don't do anything what I just said, is As you can see, you can get to the screws right in there. So as long as you have a skinny enough screwdriver, you can do that. But if you do have a bigger screwdriver that can't reach, you could take it off. All right, let's start building in this new case. Also, here's the bag that comes in the case. You can see here it has a PCI slot cover in there. This would be like what you would buy to replace the other ones that you've broken out. It also comes with more thumb screws and other screws that you need, and some extra standoffs if you have a longer motherboard, which I will be putting in. And also some zip ties for some cable management, or you could use some cable ties. And it also comes with a user manual too. Alright guys, it is all put together and built. It was kind of hard to build in it, more than I thought it was going to be, than like the older case that I built it in before. Mainly because it has all these passages, you know, to pass cables through. But when you put the components over it, or inside of it, kind of covers them up a bit. So you have to pass the wires through before you can screw the parts on, which I made that mistake. So, but other than that, pretty good. A few minor details. The metal kind of suctions itself, I guess. When you put the screws into the components, it's not quite a direct fit, but what do you expect for $50? So here's a look at the back. Remember guys, this is first time cable managing. So here we go, I used the included zip ties here. Here's the CPU cable. This is the main one that I had to do to unscrew the motherboard and pass it up through here and then screw the motherboard back on. And also the power supply to get the front panel I/O wires here. I had to unscrew that. And you can see here, this wire here, this is the audio wire. At least on this motherboard, the location of the audio, it's all the way over here on this side. So the audio cable for me, at least, could have been a little bit longer because you can see it's pretty tight here. Also, another thing is getting this rear fan in was kind of hard. It's right up against the back I/O. So once I did get the screws started, it did move it over and it actually helped align the I/O shield in its spot because it didn't really want to before. It's so tight in there. But screwing the fan in did help. Yes, I could move it up to the top, and someday I'll probably have some more fans, and I will do a top exhaust, and I'll have some fans up here because, as you all know, heat rises, so you don't really want to go against the principle of that because you're just gonna sort of think of it as put stress on things. But anyways, it's more of a natural flow to suck the air out the top because heat rises, and that's what would like to go. Alright, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Let's plug it in the monitor and power cable, see if it fires up. Alright guys, here we go. All plugged in. I'm gonna turn on the power supply. Alright, we got lights, that's a good sign. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, there we go. All the fans turn on. That's good. Looks like we got a nice blue hard drive light or power light. All right, looks like it's booting up. You can see the rear fan has shut off, but that's just because in the BIOS I have it set to turn off if the CPU isn't too hot. All right, now see if I can just do save and exit. All right, see if she'll boot up into Windows. All right guys, well it seems like something's not happy, so I guess I'm gonna have to do some troubleshooting. Yay! Send it home. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. The problem that we were having in the last video clip that you just saw was that plugged the hard drive into the wrong spot and Windows did not want to boot. But anyways, so I got that solved. And thank you guys for watching today's video. And stay tuned for part 3 where we put in the GPU. Stay tuned to see what GPU I got.